everybody. Welcome to a second episode, if you will, of a series that I'm basically just calling a promotional series for my upcoming all drums solo album called Drums on Low. First things first, the weather, because apparently it's my responsibility to report the weather. I made it my responsibility last time. If you watched the last episode, I spoke about the weather. Today, it's pretty much the same. Sunny, cold. 25 degrees, 26 degrees, 30 degrees. It's cold. Anyways, today I would like to talk real quick about something that has been kind of a fun thing for me over the years as a performing musician. I've been fortunate enough to have a mother who is an oil painter. And through a considerable amount of begging, if you will, and prodding, I've been able to get her to paint oil paintings on my bass drum heads. She's done about 7 of them over the years. It's not that she's reluctant to do it, it's just a bit of an odd concept. This circle, big circle that you got to place some sort of art onto, and there's a hole in the middle of it. Doesn't make for the most for the easiest concepts. Anyways, my mom's been very gracious over the years to take the time and paint her form, her style of artwork, which is pretty much a nature setting sort of scenario, which is cool. Something I always thought was really neat growing up, seeing my mom's works of art. Then also, as I started to get into vintage drums, seeing all the old drums that had lots of scenery artwork on them, and inspired me to, I thought, well, heck, my mom's doing this. Why not try to get her to do that on the bass drum heads? So today I would like to just show a couple of these and talk about them real quick. But other than that, the main point of this video is to promote the solo album, which should be coming out in the early part of 2019. And if you're interested in any more of these videos, jump onto my YouTube channel and subscribe to that if you could. And you'll get all the updates there. Plus, there's going to be some more videos based on some of the music. You heard some of the music at the front of this, and there will be some more music at the end of this. In the next coming episodes, I will be talking about some of the songs and playing some things, demonstrating some things on the drums, and talking about how sounds were created and such for those that are interested. Also, daveshepke.com, which is on the website, or credits here you'll see. You can jump on there, and there's always links to whatever I have going on for YouTube or Facebook or whatever. So, anyways, let's get to the artwork. Okay, this is the first painting that my mom did for me, going back to approximately 1990, a long time ago. And this, I believe, I had her copy a painting that she had done. I said, Mom, can you paint one just like this one? And this is pretty much what she did. She changed it a bit, of course, because an exact replica wouldn't have been very interesting. But she did her thing to this on this drum head. This is a 24-inch bass drum head. And as you can see, there's a wonderful crack down the middle of the drum head, which is, and over here too, which is because her inexperienced son, drummer, didn't provide any sort of protective backing on the drum head, which you can see there's nothing there. And so consequently, this head lasted maybe about a year and a half, I can't remember, before it was ripped by microphones being put in and out of the hole and being run into by lead singers and such. So anyways, sorry about that, Mom. But I thought she did a great job for the first one, and I just love the colors of it, and it looked great on a black bass drum. Anyways, number 2, one of my all-time favorites. Let me back up a bit. This is for my band called Maloko Shivers, as you can tell. And she did this approximately a year and a half later after the one I tore up. And as you can see, I'm not always the quickest learner. Not so smart. So I didn't put a protective backing on this one either, and it got tore up as well, both spots. This one lasted considerably longer, probably 2 to 3 years. I think it lasted longer because she put more paint on the head or more gesso, I'm not sure, but it lasted a long time. And of course I wrecked it. But I've saved the heads because they are such great pieces of art. And it still looks cool even though it's ripped. Sorry, Mom. But there's that one. Next in line, we go over here, and this was another year or two later, a couple of years, I can't remember. This is my mom's reproduction of a piece of art out of a magazine, I believe. I think it was some sort of ad for astronomy or some goofy thing, I can't remember. And we were trying to think of ideas, and I was looking through a piece of magazine or whatever and saw this. So she, of course, changed it and did her own thing to it. But I loved the idea of the exploding planet, which I think is pretty cool. People ask me about this all the time. This one has lasted for 20-something years, 20 years, I can't remember. But sooner or later, you learn your lesson, and you put a protective backing on the hole. So this one has not torn, and I use it frequently as a 26-inch bass drum head. The other ones are 24s, and it is a cool one of my favorites. And she's got so much paint on this head that there's no cracking even in the paint. I mean, and these are good. These are going through bars, they're going on tour, they're going all over the place, and they've held up really just fantastically well. So, nice one, Mom. Okay, let's go over here. We're going to jump around to this one, which I showed a little bit of on the last video. This is my favorite, and she did this approximately, I think, in 1999, and I think it was just, I said, come up with something, Mom, and she did. This was not any sort of reproduction of an idea or other piece of art that she modified. This is her conception, what I think is just really pretty killer. And again, protected head, it'll last. There's tons of paint on this thing, and I use this sits on this drum most of the time. Another 26, and one of my all-time favorites. Okay, back over to here. Let's go to this one. This has got a cool little story behind it. One of my students is a photographer, and she shoots all the time, and she sends me pictures on occasion or brings them into the lessons, and we talk about them and look at them and stuff. And this was a reproduction of a picture that she took, I believe, at twilight one night. The picture was just awesome. My mom pretty much took that and did her own thing to it, which is cool. This is a 22. There's no hole in the head, as you can tell, which I'm sure my mom was very happy to not have to paint around. And it's a great one too. This is, like I said, is a 22, and I had it on a silver sparkle drum for quite some time. So there's that one. Now this one, boy, I keep saying these are all my favorites, but I love this one too. This one I like because it's a different color scheme, and again, another head without a hole in it, which is cool. And I think I'm gonna just, if she does any more for me, I'm gonna keep on just telling her no more holes, paint whatever you want. This one on my red sparkle vintage Ludwig, and I just love the colors. And it's different than all the other ones, and I'm not sure where the idea came for this head, but it's again one of my favorites too. They're all my favorites. Thanks, Mom. And the last one is, I believe, one that she did probably just the most recently. This is for a 22, and the idea behind this one was clouds, as you can tell. Let's make the clouds, the sky, a little bit more of the picture. And I have yet to put this on a drum yet, so I'm going to do that soon. But another great one, and I'm very proud of my mom for all the work she's done on these, the time she's put into it. And like I said, lots of people ask me about these. And I can't paint to save my life, but my mom sure is good. So thanks again, Mom. And this will conclude the video for today. Till next time, thanks for watching. Drums on Low.